Hello everyone, my name is Sorush, and today our team will present a research study that explores how entrepreneurs use social media to access and interpret information, and how this affects their business decisions. The research we selected is titled Social Media and Entrepreneurship, Exploring the Role of Digital Source Selection and Information Literacy by Niku and colleagues, published in 2020. This research focuses on how entrepreneurs use digital information, especially from social media, to support their business decisions. The authors highlight two main ideas. The first is information literacy. This means the ability to search for, evaluate, and use online information effectively. In simple words, it's how smartly an entrepreneur can tell what's reliable and what's not. For example, someone who checks multiple sources before trusting a piece of business news has a strong information literacy. The second concept is digital source selection, basically choosing where to look for information. For instance, an entrepreneur might decide whether to rely on LinkedIn for professional insights or Reddit for customer opinions. Choosing the right digital source can make a big difference in business outcomes. Together, these two ideas explain how entrepreneurs reduce uncertainty when they make decisions in a digital environment. The study argues that the better people are at finding and judging online information, the more confident and effective they become in their business actions. Now, let's look at how the researchers actually conducted this study. They collected data from 145 Finnish entrepreneurs, representing small and medium-sized businesses from different industries. Finland was chosen because it's one of the most digitally advanced countries in Europe, where entrepreneurs actively use online tools for marketing and customer communication. The researchers wanted to understand how these entrepreneurs search for and select information online. Specifically, they focus on three factors. First, information literacy. How skilled the entrepreneur is at finding and evaluating useful information. Second, source accessibility. How easy it is to reach or use a particular digital source, like a website or social media platform. And third, task complexity, how complicated the business problem is. For example, looking up a quick tax rule is a simple task, but finding a new market strategy is complex and may require deeper research. The data were collected using an online survey combined with statistical analysis to see how these three factors influence entrepreneurs' digital source choices. In other words, the researchers were trying to find out why some people rely more on convenience while others focus more on information quality. This approach helped them connect the human side, the entrepreneur's skill and habits, with the technological side, the online tools they use every day. Now, let's look at what the researchers found after analyzing all the data. This study revealed several important results about how entrepreneurs select and use online information. First, the most significant factor is information literacy. Entrepreneurs who are better at searching and evaluating information tend to select more reliable and higher quality sources. For example, these individuals are more likely to cross-check data, compare opinions from multiple platforms, and recognize bias in what they read. So, their digital decisions are more strategic and informed. Second, the study found that source accessibility plays a surprisingly strong role. In other words, many entrepreneurs prefer information that is quick and easy to access, even if it's not the most accurate. This reflects a common real-world pattern. People often rely on what's convenient, like scrolling through LinkedIn posts or quick Google results, rather than reading lengthy reports or detailed research papers. Third, task complexity also influences behavior. When a task is simple, entrepreneurs use whatever source is fastest. But when the problem is complex, like market entry or financial decisions, they tend to explore a wider range of digital platforms to reduce uncertainty. Finally, one of the most interesting findings is the role of peer influence or social norms. Entrepreneurs are strongly affected by what other business owners in their network think or share online. In other words, many follow the social proof effect. They trust sources that are popular among their peers, even if those sources aren't the most reliable. Overall, the study shows that while skills and literacy matter, human behavior, convenience, and social influence still play a big part in how entrepreneurs use information. This research is important for international business because entrepreneurs around the world face the same challenge, finding and using reliable digital information in a world full of noise. Today, social media is one of the main ways entrepreneurs learn about markets, customers, and competitors. But it also spreads a lot of unreliable information. So, understanding information literacy, how entrepreneurs judge and choose what's real, becomes a key skill in global business. For Canadian international companies like Shopify or Hootsuite, these insights are valuable. They can help such firms design better tools that guide entrepreneurs toward trusted information sources and smarter marketing decisions. That's why our group chose this paper. It directly connects digital literacy with real business success in the global context. Now, I'll be sharing the research insights from the article. The study examines how entrepreneurs use social media and digital information to support their business decisions. It connects perfectly with Peng's idea of global business, that entrepreneurial success depends not only on traits, but also on resources and institutions. Today, digital information is one of the most valuable resources entrepreneurs can have. In short, the authors wanted to know how entrepreneurs find, evaluate, and act on information from social media. The first insight is about how entrepreneurs choose which digital sources to trust. Niku examined 145 Finnish entrepreneurs and found that most rely heavily on platforms like Google, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to collect market information. What really affects their decisions are three things: accessibility, how easy it is to find and understand information; quality, how reliable and accurate it feels; and social norms, meaning entrepreneurs tend to follow what their peers or networks use. It's not just about being online, it's about being selective, critical, and insightful. Those who evaluate their sources carefully make smarter business decisions, aligning with Peng's view that valuable resources must be rare, high quality, and well embedded. These insights show that entrepreneurs' success with digital tools doesn't depend only on technology. It also depends on the human skill to recognize which sources truly add value.
The second key insight is information literacy. This is a concept that plays a crucial role in how entrepreneurs navigate today's digital environments. The authors define this as a cognitive skill to find, evaluate, and use information effectively. It goes beyond just accessing data. It's about having the mental ability to filter what's relevant and make informed decisions. Entrepreneurs with high information literacy can spot trends faster and reduce uncertainty when making decisions. In fast-moving markets, This gives them a serious edge. Interestingly, the study found that information literacy doesn't directly make entrepreneurs better at choosing sources. Instead, it works indirectly through how accessible or trustworthy the sources are. In simpler terms, it's not just about being tech savvy, it's about knowing what to look for, how to interpret it, and how to act on it. It's a form of strategic thinking grounded in digital awareness. In Peng's framework, this ability represents a modern entrepreneurial resource that helps firms pivot and adapt to uncertainty. It aligns with the idea of leveraging intangible resources like knowledge and judgments to compete globally. The third insight is the power of social influence. This is about how other people shape the way entrepreneurs interact with digital tools. Niku and colleagues discovered that social norms directly shape entrepreneurs' digital behaviors. It shows that decisions about digital sources are often made in reference to what others are doing. Entrepreneurs often choose information sources based on what other entrepreneurs are doing, whether that's peers, mentors, or online communities. These shared behaviors build momentum, making some platforms more dominant than others. This finding links strongly with Peng's concept of institutional embeddedness, where entrepreneurs learn and grow through their networks. These networks don't just provide contacts, they shape habits, routines, and even values. Essentially, information literacy doesn't happen in isolation. It's a social process. Entrepreneurs share insights, exchange knowledge, and shape each other's digital habits through platforms like Reddit, Instagram, and more. These three insights about source selection, information literacy, and social influence help explain how entrepreneurs behave in a digital world. They also highlight a deeper issue. It's not just about having access to tools or platforms, it's about how these tools are used, interpreted, and shared within communities. This perspective gives us a stronger understanding of the digital environment entrepreneurs operate in and sets the foundation for practical applications. Let's now take the theory and research we've explored and see how it connects with the real world, with a company like Shopify. Shopify is a Canadian multinational that provides tools for entrepreneurs to create, run, and grow their online businesses. Whether you're a solo entrepreneur in Kamloops or a global brand shipping worldwide, Shopify gives you a digital storefront, inventory management, marketing tools, and more, all in one place. What makes Shopify so relevant to our topic is that it's not just a platform for selling, it's a digital ecosystem where information is central. Everything Shopify offers, from dashboards to analytics, customer data to marketing apps, revolves around making information usable and accessible for the entrepreneur. And the best part? You don't need to be a data scientist to benefit. Platform is designed for people with all levels of digital literacy, even those who might be launching their first online store. So Shopify, in a way, democratizes digital entrepreneurship by making information simpler, more intuitive, and more actionable. Now, if we go back to the research findings, the main takeaway is clear. In today's economy, having access to information isn't the issue. The real challenge is knowing what to do with it. This is where the concept of information literacy becomes critical. The article defines it as a set of cognitive skills that allow people, especially entrepreneurs, to search, evaluate, and apply information to solve business problems. In the digital space, that means being able to filter out irrelevant contents, detect reliable sources, and make decisions based on insights, not just data. Shopify fits perfectly in this context. For example, let's say a small business owner wants to run a holiday campaign. Instead of reading 20 reports, the platform will suggest your traffic spikes on Saturdays. Consider launching your ads on Friday evening. That's information literacy embedded into design. And this matches the findings from the study. Entrepreneurs prefer sources that are easy to access, that match their business task, and that their peers are already using. Shopify covers all three. It's accessible, task-oriented, and socially trusted by a global community of merchants. Now, let's go a step further. Based on the insights from the research, we imagined a possible innovation, a smart AI-powered marketing agent built into Shopify. Here is the idea. Today, many companies use social listening tools. They track mentions of their brands on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, but they don't act fast enough. These tools are passive. They show you charts and trends, but by the time you react, the moment is gone. Our idea is different. We propose an active AI agent that scans public posts in real time and detects frustration, complaints, or even missed opportunities. Not only about your brand, but even about your competitors. Then, it automatically generates a tailored message. Imagine someone tweets, this brand's delivery delays are killing me. The agent detects that and replies, we understand how important fast delivery is. Here is a link to try Shopify's partner stores with next day shipping. So instead of hoping customers to come to you, the AI helps your brand reach out first, respectfully and helpfully. This transforms passive listening into real-time engagement. It turns digital noise into digital opportunity. Now, imagine this feature embedded directly into Shopify, helping small Canadian businesses connect with potential customers on platforms like Reddit or X. For example, if someone posts looking for an alternative to Etsy that is less expensive, the AI could instantly offer, you might like Shopify. Here is a 14-day free trial for new sellers. This saves time, builds trust, and helps smaller players compete with bigger platforms without needing a marketing team. To wrap everything up, our presentation emphasized the need for entrepreneurs to master digital information, not just to survive, but to thrive. Shopify already supports that by making digital tools intuitive and effective. But our AI marketing agent takes it further. It automates the thinking process, it reads the context, understands emotion, and responds. In short, we are not just using data, we are turning it into human connection. That's where information literacy leads. Not just to better dashboards, but to smarter, faster, more personal entrepreneurship.